There was only one toy in my entire collection that could possibly round out Robot Week. And that is none other than RAD. 19 inches of remote controlled pure awesomeness. This robot is huge. It's almost knee high. He comes equipped with voice modulator, 3 firing missiles, tank treads, and even a cup holder. And what you can put in this cup holder is a tray with some glorious 1990s Photoshop lightning. It just slides right in there, and then you can carry whatever you want for you. RAD was released, the copyright date I see on him is 1998, so he's actually one of the last great remote controlled toys. Any big robot toys made after then, like Robo Sapien or Robo Raptor or the various incarnations of the robot dog, would almost always be either voice controlled or semi-autonomous. And I never really liked that quite as much because you couldn't really make the robot do what you wanted. When you're working with RAD, you can actually feel like you're moving the Mars rover around. From the front, RAD has this really cool head. I love this head. It's so sleek. It looks almost like a flying saucer on its own, and it has a handle in the back so you can lift and carry him. From profile, RAD looks pretty cool too. You can see his arms stick out ahead of him, ready to grab at things. He has a nice big black bolt on his waist, and you can see his treads with 5 axles each. The back of the robot has a very sleek curve to it, and that's because aside from a bunch of screw holes, there is this thing here. It's supposed to be the plug-in point for an accessory pack, which I never got personally. But that's okay because RAD is just more than cool enough on his own. Let's take his little tray out and yeah, and center on his face. Now let's RAD is powered by one of these proprietary battery packs. This one's a 6-volt nickel cadmium. I believe that's what CD stands for. Correct me if I'm wrong. You just stick it into a slot back here, and then you start him up. Now I gotta get a full body shot of this because you gotta see his startup sequence, because the creators of this toy wanted this thing to be awesome in every way, and even the simple act of turning it on is a sight to behold.
System check. Arms closing. System check complete.
That is just so cool. How many toys do you have that go into a crazy system check sequence like an actual movie robot every time you turn it on? Like that is just so awesome. It really makes you feel like this is an actual sci-fi robot and not just your typical toy. And even RAD's controller is pretty nifty. You take a look at this, it looks almost like something for a video game rather than a toy. You have 2 joysticks, 2 shoulder buttons, 2 face buttons, a microphone, and 2 more buttons on the back, fire and shift. Now the shift button here controls, when you push it down, you use the control sticks to like turn off his lights. Yeah. You can turn it back on too. And you can disable his speech functions so that he just moves without saying things. He also comes equipped with a built-in walkie-talkie. So by speaking into the controller, you can make the robot talk. I don't know how well it's coming through though, because it's always been a little staticky. 1998 technology. Plus this is a 15-year-old toy. Okay, so,
Arms opening. Arms opening. Arms closing.
So yeah, he always says that his arms are opening and closing. Or, like I said, you can disable his voice functions and then he just moves. His waist moves, but when his waist moves, he makes that alarm sound, and I never quite enjoyed it as much. And he comes built in with 3 Nerf missiles, which fire with an awesome sound effect, and they go really far. These things will go clear across the house if you let them. So yes, you have just seen a preview of the awesome power that is RAD, the greatest remote-controlled robot ever created. Although there is one more secret to RAD, and that is on his underside. No, it's not that he's 49 megahertz. It's this, a gear. If you look, there's low gear and high gear. These affect the robot's speed. Let's take a look at what he looks like in low gear. So as you can see, low gear mode is used for precision work, such as rolling around the house and picking things up off the ground. Now let's take a look at how he moves in high gear. Okay, so this is high gear. Yeah. So yeah, you use high gear mode if you want to race around the house and catch things. Oh, sorry Max. I was just trying to include you. Yeah. Aw, don't be scared. Rad's your friend. Max has always had a love-hate relationship with this thing. So, take a bow, Rad.
Arms opening.
Yeah. He isn't the quietest bower, but he does the job. Hey Max, you have anything to say? says he doesn't like the robot and wants me to put it back away. Even though it's really one of the coolest toys that almost any kid could have ever owned. The following year, the company released a RAD 2.0, which was basically the same toy but with some extra lights and a new head that looks slightly Cylon-esque if you ask me, except that it has 2 eyes. Also, it had a different voice. Instead of sounding all deep and heroic, it sounded more, I guess like a subservient robot, more C-3PO-ish if you ask me. And then they made RAD 3.0. I don't know much about RAD 3.0, but this design sucks. Hard. It is ugly. And from what I understand, the arms don't move by remote control anymore. He has like spring-loaded grippers. I think he was also partially voice-controlled at least, but ew. No, it's like they tried to make him look more like Johnny 5, but no. Johnny 5 was cute. This thing will cause nightmares. I gotta admit, the shoulder armor's kinda nice, but aside from that, the whole thing is just pretty much a wash. I mean, this is ugly. Okay, but the original RAD is my favorite robot toy, and I hope you've all enjoyed Robot Week. Let me know, maybe I'll do a theme week some other time. Signing out.